What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the latest NFL draft prospect for Big Blue, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback out of Cincinnati, 3-year guy, 21 years old. And before I dive into him, make sure to go check us out on all of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube channel at Big Blue Avenue, where you can find all of these exclusive NFL draft prospect videos and film breakdowns. And I'm very excited to dive into this prospect because I think this, in my personal opinion, this is the best cornerback prospect the NFL draft has seen in a long time, possibly dating back to Jalen Ramsey. Now, I think the most puzzling fact about Ahmad Gardner is where he got his nickname Sauce from, right? So apparently he was playing Little League football and his coach gave him the nickname Sauce just because he was playing really well and one day just decided to give him that nickname. But as a Bearcat, Gardner did not allow a single touchdown in 1,059 coverage snaps in his college career. Gardner did not give up a single touchdown in his collegiate career. In 2021, he only gave up 131 receiving yards total, fewest among FBS defensive backs, and that's a minimum of 40 targets. Why am I talking about Gardner? Well, the Giants have reportedly showed some strong interest in this prospect. Both the Giants and the Jets have had him in for one of their top 30 pre-draft visits. He's widely viewed as the best cornerback in this draft. Over 3 seasons at Cincinnati, I mentioned the 0 touchdowns he's given up, 9 interceptions, 3 in each season. Also has 2 career touchdowns at Cincinnati. One of them, I believe, was a blocked field goal returned for a touchdown. And what's really impressive about Gardner is his size, his athleticism, and his speed. He's smart and fast at 6'3", 190 pounds. His size is perfect for matching up against bigger wideouts. When you have star receivers in the NFC East, like, let's say, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, Washington has Scary Terry. So I think Gardner would be able to match up well against these receivers. Gardner ran a 4.41 40-yard dash at the combine, and he has a long 33.5-inch arms. Not to mention this guy was 2021 AAC Defensive Player of the Year, racking up 31 tackles, 3 picks, 1 blocked on a field goal, and 8 passes defended in his freshman year. In 2020, 6 passes defended, 3 picks, and then this past season where nobody was throwing to him because they were too afraid, Gardner pretty much had receivers on lockdown. It wasn't even bother checking over in his area of the field. Had 3 picks, 4 passes defended, 40 tackles, 3 sacks, started getting in the sack department, which is nice. Had some nice corner blitzes, and 1 forced fumble. Another thing I really like about Gardner that I'll talk about in this film in just a few moments, he jams up guys very well. Teams are just afraid to throw to him. He works his hips very well. Games against Alabama and Notre Dame this past year, Notre Dame specifically back in October, that Alabama in the college football playoff allowed just 1 catch for 5 yards combined in both of those games, and it was a 5-yard drag route against Notre Dame. Why is Gardner relevant for Big Blue now? Well, there's multiple reasons, right? One of the lingering questions on the Giants roster is, what are they going to do with James Bradberry? Why have James Bradberry on your roster when he's over a $12 million cap hit this year, when you could potentially draft him on Gardner on a cost-controlled contract for 4, maybe even 5 years? Also, Joe Shane did attend Cincinnati's Pro Day. I guarantee you Ahmad Gardner was the number 1 prospect they were looking at. In addition, Cincinnati has a good running back as well, Jerome Ford. And then, of course, Alec Pierce, the wide receiver out of Cincinnati. Those are some nice prospects. And I think Gardner fits Martindale's philosophy very well. Martindale specifically mentioned, in quotes, "I'd rather have a corner that could cover than a guy that could rush." In Wink Martindale's defensive scheme, can have a lot of guys rushing the passer. What does that mean? if you send the house, you need to have good coverage. Some of his strengths, he's a physical cornerback, can play downhill and make a tackle in the backfield. True man coverage corner and very confident in himself. Actually, of course, he self-declared himself as the best player in this year's draft, which is nice. People may think that's a little cocky, but you know what? I mean, you should think you're the best player in the draft, especially when you're predicted to go that high. No Cincinnati player has been drafted in the top 5 since 1969. If there's any weakness, and Chris Sims mentioned this as a weakness on his podcast, I don't really see this as a huge deal. His initial acceleration burst is somewhat of a concern. People are saying they're not sure if that'll translate right away. I think he'll be fine. I don't necessarily view that as a big issue. He is a little handsy downfield. That I could see as an issue. But hopefully Gardner is more aware at the next level in some departments. And we're going to go through some film now. I have about 9 clips on Ahmad Gardner, and I'm going to show you all why I think the Giants should consider him if he is available at 5th overall. But before I do that, folks, make sure to go check out our lovely sponsor, BetUS, America's #1 favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on the go, anywhere, anytime. Get quick, live, fast payouts on your mobile device. You can sign up below with our promo code at JOIN125. Get a 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,500. Again, please go make sure to go check out BetUS. That's where the game begins. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're going to show some film on Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Now, it's interesting because there's a lot of good clips of him. There's one clip that's so-so, but this one is where he tackles the quarterback against Miami of Ohio. Now, people may argue in the AAC, you don't play up against great competition, but I just really love this play. You're going to see Gardner come into the box here and make a nice play on the quarterback. So here he is at the beginning of this play. So he's lined up on the near side of the field down below, as you can see, matched up against the receiver. And then he's chasing the receiver on a little drag route, right? And now he immediately sees the quarterback's eyes where he's going with the football and makes the open field tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, quarterback likely has a first down. And Ahmad Gardner, just a beautiful play in open space. I really like that play a lot. Now, here's a pass breakup against Indiana that I really liked. So good protection. Again, good protection means you better have good coverage on the other end. So clean pocket, throws the ball downfield. And watch Ahmad Gardner. He doesn't have position, but look at the way he utilizes his hands and makes a nice pass breakup. I mean, it's just beautifully done. I mean, that is textbook right there. Now this play, it's against Notre Dame. Here he is over here, circled up. And I believe Notre Dame used multiple quarterbacks in this game. I believe this is Jack Cohn. It looks like Jack Cohn's frame, and it is. So quick pass rush, throws the ball up for grabs. Gardner is seeing that Takix is crossing right across the line of scrimmage, realizes he might have to play that, instead is in prime position to get the interception and give his team the football. Again, Ahmad Gardner's play, a lot of people argue, is the reason why the Bearcats made the college football playoff and why they were able to beat Notre Dame. This next snap is against Notre Dame backup quarterback Drew Pine. Now, for some reason in this game, Notre Dame used multiple quarterbacks. I'm not sure why. Drew Pine, however, was able to bring Notre Dame back into the football game. Here's a nice little pass breakup by Ahmad Gardner. You can see him on the bottom part of your screen here. I believe that's Kevin Austin. He's lined up against another NFL draft prospect. You can see immediately, great contact, press man coverage. Again, nicely done. Drew Pine throws the ball, and it's broken up nicely. And we're going to go back on this play. I think what's very interesting about Sauce's coverage here is you can see just he puts the hand out. He's got his hand on the back of the receiver. Again, that's not enough contact to draw a flag, and it's just beautifully done. And the safety is there to help anyway. So I really like that by Gardner. Again, He's outstanding in man coverage. And here, you're going to see a cornerback blitz against Tulsa. So on this play, you're going to see Ahmad Gardner just rush the quarterback. He's not even on the screen right now. It's sort of a delayed blitz here, but here he comes around the edge. The running back is not sure if he's going to take 0 on the stunt or if he's going to take Gardner. Well, you better take Gardner because he's coming for your QB. Too late. For some reason, he doesn't pick him up. And Gardner makes a beautiful play on the Tulsa QB. Next play. They're playing against South Florida here on the road. You see Gardner up here again. This is a perfect example of why I think he'd be a great fit for Wink Martindale's scheme. You may want to send a cornerback on a blitz once in a while. Well, he does right here again, and it pays off. He strips the ball for a fumble. Again, just look at the speed. That's a good blitz right there. That's outstanding defense. Here, we're going to see, I believe this is a rep against Eastern Carolina. We're going to run through this play. I believe this is either he stuffs the running back or no, this is a pass breakup. And again, look, receiver has position. So what does Gardner do to make up for that? Well, again, that's just a good use of his hands to strip the ball out of his arms. Again, I just really like the way he positions himself, even when he falls behind on routes. I mean, he's nearly unstoppable. Like, you can't throw at this guy. And it's just insane to think about how NFL receivers are going to be able to deal with this. It'll be very interesting. So on this play, also against Eastern Carolina, he stuffs the running back after making a catch, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. So again, he's lined up against the receiver. Receiver's running a little slant. They throw an out route to the running back. I don't know why. Cincinnati has this covered beautifully. And Gardner just crashes in, makes the play, and stands up the running back. That is good form. That is excellent tackling by Sauce Gardner. I just really love that rep. I mean, again, I know Dory Jackson's a good tackler. Bradbury missed some in open space. So it'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to continue his level of success. This is a tackle in the backfield against Jameson Williams. A lot of people are wondering, well, is he just a man cover or is he the whole package? He's clearly the whole package. I've shown you clips of him in man coverage. I've shown corner blitzes. I've shown an interception. I've shown him tackle running backs on the backfield. Now we're going to see him blow up a trick play right here. Again, the shoestring tackle by Ahmad Gardner is just nuts. Again, he knows it's coming right away. There's a lot of open space for Jameson Williams right here. Jameson Williams is regarded as a top 20 pick in this year's NFL draft. And just look at Ahmad Gardner crash in. He causes Williams to hesitate, goes for the legs, makes a nice shoestring tackle. I really love that rep. Again, Drew Pine just doing the best he can, but he establishes position. He keeps his hips square, and he's able to swat the ball away. So I think hip placement is very important. I love his technique. I love the way Sauce plays on the line. And if the Jets don't take him at 4, I definitely want the Giants to take him at 5, even if Ike Mekwonu is still on the board at number 5. Although I do think Ahmad Sauce Gardner ultimately gets picked by the Jets if they're smart. But if he's available at number 5, Joe Shane better be calling come draft night. Folks, what do you think of Sauce Gardner? Do you think he's the best corner in this draft? Do you want the Giants to select him if he's on the board? Will he get past the Jets and fall to number 5? Do you like him as a prospect? What do you think his biggest strength is? I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Really appreciate everybody watching this video. Hope you all have an awesome day. Keep you posted with more draft prospects to come. And again, without further ado, let's go Big Blue.